And yeah, good things. They do have reinforcements coming from our right flank. Whoops. Oh man, I need to turn off my... There we go. Otherwise the mouse will disappear off into my other monitor. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Oh, I'd forgotten about the tactical map. That can be done with tab, okay. So that is quite useful, especially in a bigger field, so you can see precisely where everything is. Okay, so, Grudge Bearer. Grudge Thrower, even. I think I'm going to try and separate their armies out as much as possible. So knowing that they're coming from the right flank, I'm going to position my armies over here on the left. We're going to try and destroy this army before these guys even arrive. So let's put the Grudge Throwers here. We'll put the Miners on the left flank this time, because I don't want them taking as much damage. Let's put the King in front. Let's put the Hammerers with the King. And then the Warriors here. I'm going to stick both Quarrelers on the right flank, like so. Use Thorgrim to tie in most of the boys and pound the area with artillery and bolts, something like that. Kroglug needs to see a dentist about the underbite. Are we actually in range? We are. Oh, those are just regular goblins, they're not even goblin archers. Oh, sucks to be you. Haha! Attack with caution, Commander. And there's Kroglug. I love artillery in this game. Absolutely love it. I tend to overemphasize artillery, I warn you now. Oh, I want to see those hit. Oh, I missed. Damn it! But as they get closer, the artillery will get more accurate. I think I'm going to move you guys up a bit. Incoming! 2 more damage to that unit than we are to these guys. Organ guns. Haven't actually had organ guns yet. Like, most of my experience in this game is as the Empire. Where I think I just got the steam tank when I stopped playing that series. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's have you guys advance a little ways. You guys will be fine. I'm going to have you shift over to the left and we're going to try and get a flank with you. And with you as well, sure. Especially with the Potion of Speed, we can get that charge in and then wham. That unit is hating life at the back of this army. They're taking all the damage even though I'm aiming at these guys. Alright. I think that they're going to try and go for my crossbows. Let's have the crossbows nail them. They're already running. And that's their general. I forgot to do the thing. Oh well. Whoopsie. Alright, they're in combat. He's about to run. Let's get the flank attack. And in fact, we beat this army and then flank attack and basically just roll up their line. You two should be safe attacking them because most of the dwarf warriors are over here. So we're actually getting a flank shot with the archers, which is good. You stop firing. In fact, what I might do is shift you up here so you're in better position to fire at them. That sounds good to me. We don't need to kill the garrison. Anything that's in this city when we take it is killed. So I'm not going to worry about them. Let's get a flank attack on those guys. And we'll do that. Alright. Where's your range? You are now in range. Hit them. Lovely jubbly. Oh, shots! And bear in mind, as artillery get more experience, they get better at shooting stuff too. Alright, let's pause that for a second and then reposition our armies. So we're going to get our shooties here. Bring you back. And we're basically just going to try and shoot them up before they actually get to our line. The miners, you can continue chasing them because I don't want them rejoining the battle because there's still a fair number of them left. You and you. Position here. Go. Right, and then holding down space we can see exactly where everyone is moving, which is pretty useful. These guys should run more easily because this army is already routed. That was the bigger portion of their army. And they're already badly wounded. So let's have you guys hold your fire for the moment. And we're going to wait until they get into range and then just obliterate them. Let's have you guys get a little bit closer. Right, you go and deal with them. See, these two have both rallied. You're just goblins. I don't really care about goblins. Oh, shot! That was awesome. I'm going to have you shoot the archers, actually. Open fire. Right, now I'm going to use the potion. So we get the charge bonus. Run away! Run away! Nice. And because he's got the potion of speed, he's just going to be chasing them down hardcore. Sweet. And like I said, we can just end this battle honestly because it's in this town and no one gets away. Decisive victory. You are victorious. The corpses of the enemy let to the ground, and those still able to flee do so with the laughter of our gods ringing in their ears. Yeah, dwarf crossbows are surprisingly good in melee. Alright, so the king got 55 kills. The hammerers got 136. The warriors got 43. The miners again got 6. Miners are really underperforming. I haven't really been using them as to their best ability. They really are meant for popping up behind enemy strong units, but we haven't had the need to do that. Oh, it's not going to show me anymore. It's disappointing. Right, we got a bit of loot. Not as much because the army was a lot smaller. We got the Berserker Sword. Interesting. We gain level 3. Jolly good. And are you still going to show me the number of kills? Yes, you are. Good. 31, 72, 71, 111 for the Grudge Thrower. That catapult is proving itself. Not quite as good as the hammerers, but it's definitely proving itself. I look like a proper union between a dwarf and a Viking. Oh, that is one of the best compliments I've ever had. Thank you. Alright, so we lost only 11 men, they lost 592. I would say that was pretty good going. So we have captured the settlement, we can now occupy it, we can loot it and then occupy it, we can sack it, or we can raise it. So yes, you can destroy cities, and for chaos, your objective is basically to raise the world, you just want to destroy it. We could sack it, which means they keep control, we take a load of money from it and then run. And because it's been so badly damaged, they'll need to spend a bunch of money to repair it. So if you're trying to economically cripple someone, then sacking is what you would do. Loot and occupy, I don't think I've ever actually done. Because, yes, you get a bunch of money, but you get this horrible amount of public order. That's minus 40 public order, which is horrific. And you have to deal with the rebels and stuff of holding it. So I don't think I've ever done loot and occupy, honestly. And then finally you can just occupy it, which is a bit of public order. You don't loot it, you don't damage any of the buildings. And that's just how it works. One thing to consider in Warhammer Total War, and this is different from basically any of the others, there are only certain cities that you can actually occupy. So if I was attacking an Empire city, for example, I cannot take it. It is not usable by my race. We can only get the underground cities, which are controlled by the dwarves and the orcs. So I can only go after cities owned by the orcs or by other dwarves. Everything else I have to raise or sack. So we're going to go ahead and occupy this because it is one of the ones I can get. All are made or unmade in the crucible of Dragonfire Pass. So it is with the resolute, peerless dwarf warriors. Ah, that is a Regiment of Renown unlocked. Sweet. Grudge successful. Gained even more money. Lovely jubbly. Berserker Sword, plus 7% charge bonus, plus 2 melee attack, and plus 4% weapon strength. This blade constantly drips with blood, as if it only just pulled from a corpse. Those that wield it will scream with rage, demanding to feed the sword its next victim. Cool. So we'll definitely be giving that to Thorgrim, because he's the only hero that we currently have.
Your have been put to work fixing up the captured city, sire. Yet there are many grudges still to settle. Perfidious manlings and bloodthirsty vampires threaten your kind in the north. And your mountain will never be safe, while a single greenskin draws breath. To war!
Cool. The reckoning begins. Occupy, loot, raise or sack 3 different settlements. We gain 2,000. Karazhan Kor has fallen into decline, assaulted by fell enemies above and below the ground. But no more. Everpeak has stirred, and the High King demands that the Dwarf realm be brought back to its former glory. Let the task begin in earnest. Alright.
Copter scouts report of a greenskin migration heading northwards. Spies say they intend to meet up and swell the mobs of a dread orc warlord who travels towards the Badlands. Whatever they are up to, they must be stopped. Summon the throng.
So this is a quest. This is not the same as a grudge. So the quests are ways of unlocking unique items which belong to your legendary lords. So this is one of the High Kings, and the unique item that we would get from it is the Dragon Helm, which gives us fire resistance and more armor, which is pretty cool. The flow of the Greenskins towards the north must be halted. Make haste, for any concentration of Grubney spells trouble for the Dwarven kind. If the Orc and Goblins were mine to ambush the King's army, however, then Thundering Falls would be a good place to do it. So basically we have to get to the Thundering Falls, and this is a set-piece battle which we would then fight. Over there. But I don't want to do that just yet. We definitely want to go after Mount Squighorn. So I think I'm going to sit in town for a turn, recover my armies a little bit, and then we'll head off there. You can level up. I'm kind of tempted to get Inspiring Presence, because I will be using this general more as a battlefield general. That gives us more leadership in subterranean fights. More melee defense for Dwarf Warriors and Miners, which is useful. I do rate Miners. More ammo for the Quarrelers, Thunderers and Grudge Throwers. Vigor loss reduction for the Lord's army. So this means that they last longer. More stamina. And then you were saying Lightning Strike's good. Enables the Lightning Strike battles when reinforcements are present. The option to carry out a Lightning Strike battle will appear on the pre-battle panel. Enabling this prevents reinforcements from joining the battle. That's ridiculous. Ooh, 10% research for the entire faction as well. I mean, this is a legendary lord, so the legendary lords will tend to get more experience. But man, that lightning strike is ridiculous! I think I'm still going to go for Inspiring Presence, because I want the extra leadership. Leadership means actually dwarves are hard to break, so I probably don't need the morale, at least not yet. Because generally dwarves have a very high leadership. It's not like the orcs where they just turn and run at the first sign of a slight struggle. Alright, we'll continue with this. Siege reduction, reduction in vampiric and chaos corruption is useful, but probably not yet. And then construction costs of the province, capital and settlement buildings. It's nice for where we are, but I'm kind of expecting you to be sallying out. Wound recovery. And lightning strike, reassuring present. I mean, I need 5 points, basically. in this line to get lightning strike. Oh, and it increases your own reinforcement range. What? I guess lightning strike prevents all reinforcements. Less casualties suffered from all attrition, so that's useful when going into the Chaos Lands. Casualty replenishment's always good. Ambush defense, yeah. I've never really had ambushes be that dangerous. Actually, that's usually when I have a more mobile army. Might be more dangerous for the dwarves. Miner's Instinct, to compare it with the upper one to basically be invincible. Which one? Okay, and then these up here are the things which are unlocked by the quest system. Oh no, not all of them. Once we're level 8, then we can get the High King passive ability, which increases our melee attack, charge bonus, weapon damage, and means that we're immune to psychology. And that means he will never flee. More leadership, more missile resistance, which is useful for dwarves because they tend to get cut to pieces by missile attacks. I also like the idea of Axe Lord. I mean, you're not a frontline fighter. Honestly, you are not. You're a leadership person. Pure Beard. Just for the sodding name we have to get that. Pure Beard. A dwarf with a fine beard is as dwarvy as they come. Nice. Lord of the Deeps. That one. Leadership during subterranean intercept battles and subterranean siege battles. Oh, I guess the underground cities would be subterranean. That makes sense. Alright, I'll take Miner's Instinct. Right, because that increases the chance of intercepting an army using the underway. Alright then. Because we can get 3... Well, we can get 1 in Miner's Instinct, 3 in Pure Beard, because that is going to be vital later on. And then Iron Willed, and then Lightning Strike, I guess. Alright, going a lot more like miscellaneous skills here than I usually do, but okay. I can accept that. Alright, let's see what Grugni can do. We can build another building here. Oh, it shows you the actual build tree. I want to go into here anyway. So, Pillars of Grugni. We can get the Sparring Chamber, which will allow us to recruit Dwarf Warriors and Miners here. We can get the Trinket Maker, which increases the amount of money, or we can get more growth. Population surplus is for the entire region, it's not on a per city basis. And I think, yeah, so as your population grows, you can then choose which are these slots to unlock. No, you can choose to spend it on these things, which is then what unlocks these slots. Slightly different from Total War, Rome, or Attila. Replenishment is nice, but money is even nicer. We're going to go for a high money game, because money is always a problem. And technology, right. So every race has their own technology system. For the dwarves, they have the deepest tech tree. Usually, for like the Empire, you would have just this top section. The dwarves have both. So we have the way of the guilds and the way of the clans. One is more economic, one is more military. So the dwarven one is the economic, the bottom one is the military. And this is how you can improve and upgrade your armies. Each technology takes a set amount of time, and some technology can cost money. For example, rat poison. That is a faction-wide reduction of Vampiric and Chaos. And increases the income from mines. Interesting. So Dwarf Treasuries increases income from settlements. Why can't we get this yet? Right, because we need the Khazid subsidies. Here we go. Include related families. Increases public order by +1. That would solve the problems that we're having in the capital right now. Makes warriors and miners cheaper to recruit, and makes quarrelers, rangers, and thunderers cheaper to recruit. This is just so powerful, especially with the dwarf treasuries. Masters of Steel and Stone commandment, additional -5% to recruitment cost. Right, the commandments are something we need to look into. Commandments are like the edicts in Total War, I think, but you need to control the entire province to do that. I'm going to go with the subsidies and then dwarf treasuries, and after that I'll probably... No, we're going to go for the related families. It's just going to make us a lot more stable. And then we'll go for the subsidies and treasuries. That sounds better. Alright, so, you.
Good. Grimnir's axe thirsts.
This is how we can set your stance. Marching, ambushing, raiding, encamped, underway. So this is the one that's special for the dwarves. But we're currently garrisoned, so we can't use it. And we could also recruit a regiment of renown. We have a lot of money, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oh, whoops. You have to actually press recruit. So we have the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, armoured and shielded, anti-infantry. Is that always true? No. Quite a lot tougher, quite a lot more leadership. Oh, I see. I can click on you and then the comparison is there. Aha! More hit points, more leadership, more melee attack, more melee defense. And they're gold standard level 3. I need more crossbows, yeah, I do. So with that we can go into recruit units. These will take a couple of turns to arrive. Oh no, the local ones would be next turn. How many can we recruit a turn? 3. So the global recruitment is you can recruit them from anywhere and they'll make their way over to where your army is. The local ones are only in the province that you currently are. They'll generally be cheaper. As you can see, the global ones are twice as expensive. And they are trained faster. I think they just appear in your army. I'm trying to remember exactly how this works. We cannot yet get quarrelers. So I think I'm just going to get 2 more dwarf warriors. And that'll do for now. And I could theoretically get a 3rd one. Oh, you know what? We'll get 3. That's going to be all of our capacity. We get all of those next turn. Jobs are good and end turn. They just appear. Okay. And then you can see here at the top all of the different factions in the game. In fact, what I totally forgot to do was check the other dwarf lords and see if I get some treaties going.
The power of the Dawi has reverberated through these mountains for millennia. Harness that strength, and you will have all you need to restore the Kara's Anchor to its former glory.
If you encamp in enemy territory, you can recruit from global on enemy territory. I did not know that. That would have been super useful to know in my Empire game. Because I had one unit which was constantly in the Chaos and Vampire lands trying to reduce their corruption before my main armies arrived and attacked them. And it would have been nice to be able to reinforce him that way. Right, good to know. Right, so your armies should have improved quite dramatically. The miners are still recuperating, but that's fine. And we can reach Squighorn next turn. Now, just out of interest, if I went this underway, could I still attack? No. It's got to be on the no stance. What was the other one? Encamp, raid, ambush, march. Vigor and battle, tired. Campaign movement, disabled. Raiding, vigor and battle, winded. Immune to attrition.
The runes are cast.
Oops.
Very well. We mark
go and attack.
another grudge.